the Tongues of Fire youth group. Now, I want to make sure that all of our listeners out there gets to know who it is you are, what you do, and what you're all about. So let's start off by asking you, what is the Tongues of Fire youth group at St. Paul's?
Tongues of Fire, we're basically a Bible study that we have there at St. Paul's, but we're comprised of youth from several different parishes. So we just come together to worship, to learn more about the Word, and just dive in deeper into our faith.
When did this group start out? Did you start it on your own? Did Monsignor Frank start it? Tell me more.
It just came about off the momentum of a retreat. I was, the person that started it. February 2007, we had a confirmation retreat, and from there we started the Bible study the next week after, and so that's how we kind of came. So
tell me again, how long you've been in existence?
Since February 2007.
2007. How many members do you say you'd have right now?
Total, like over 50, probably 35 active, and we started from a small little group of about 6 or 7. But
all based out there at your parish, or
originally started with St. Paul's, and then from there kind of incorporated other groups. So,
what's one of the let's see here, charismatic? You're a charismatic youth group. For our listeners out there that don't quite grasp what charismatic is, or have never heard the term before, what would how would you explain to them what a charismatic youth group is?
I mean, do you guys like roll around the floor and just scream all day? Because that's what a lot of people think charismatics do. What is charismatic? Why don't you set the record straight here, Matt?
Well, charismatic, as far as where the original word comes from, is gifted, right? Being a gift. And so we like to use the gifts that God's given us, put them into practice, whether they be spiritual or the ordinary gifts, but also the style of worship. We're a little bit more lively. We like to participate more into the worship, digging deep into our word and just bringing all into our faith. And so it's a little bit more lively way of encountering our faith. Nothing wrong with any other way of encountering the faith, but we just choose to do it in a little bit more lively way.
Good deal. When you all first started, how did you get selected to be the head of the youth group?
Did you lose a bet or something? Or what? I mean,
it was a divine intervention. No, it was just God just basically put it in my mind and my heart to start a Bible study. We didn't have a Bible study that was a youth Bible study, so came up with the idea. After we had the retreat, I said, why not just give them some kind of follow-up to the retreat experience, hit them with more of the Holy Spirit, not just at a retreat experience, and just give them the weekly experience of being into their word and their faith.
Now tell us about this retreat, because I know a little bit about you guys. I'm not your stalkers or anything, but I know a little bit about Tongues of Fire. You guys, it kind of originated from this Life Teen Fire and Ice retreat. Is that correct?
Correct.
And tell us about that Fire and Ice Life Teen retreat.
Well, actually, the retreat is a pretty amazing experience, whether you help put it on or whether you're the retreatant of it. Most, people that have Life Teen involved in it, they use this retreat to kind of just bring together everyone like that. They will weekly go to the Life Teen services that the youth groups will put on. But this retreat is a way it kind of brings them all together, of course, and then it kind of, if they'll allow it, if the retreatants will allow it, it'll crack them and then get them a little bit out of their comfort zone and to where they'll feel a new comfort with God, and then that will help them on their way to confirmation.
And does Monsignor Frank participate at all there? Every so often, is he like your spiritual director, or do you have someone that would be considered spiritual director?
Father Frank is aware of everything we're doing. Of course, we don't want to be renegades or anything crazy like that, but we keep him posted on stuff that's going on. But as far as the spiritual director, my dad's a deacon there at the parish. He always kind of gives me direction in things that we're covering and learning. Also, tend to spend some time talking with Father Will, Father George, and St. Mary Magdalene, and so they're good friends of ours. So.
Those guys.
Name dropper. Look at the name dropper.
Shout out and thanks to the Brothers of Beloved Disciple. Yeah.
Well, I want to meet some of the. You brought some young people here, and this is amazing because it's Memorial Day. It's their vacation, but they came here live to be on the radio. And they got. What time do you guys get up? You guys got up really early in the morning. I'm really surprised. I'm very, very touched here. I want to talk to Serena here. I know Serena a little bit. Why don't you? Serena's very embarrassed right now. I like to embarrass Serena. I wish this was TV because she is bright red right now. But Serena, tell us about Tongues of Fire and why Tongues of Fire means so much to you.
Well, that's a great question to ask.
Thank you. I agree.
Truly, Tongues of Fire means so much to me. It's kind of ironic because the name of this show is Rise and Walk, correct? The group means so much to me because it really allows me to rise and walk in my faith.
Sweet. Look, that was almost planned.
No, I think it's like divine. I think it was God. Seriously.
I think so.
I really am allowed to rise and walk daily, not just Sunday when we go to the group and we meet each other on Sunday, but every single day of the week. There's something that Matt calls me and tells me, you know, look at this. It's a Bible verse. Check this out. Or there's somebody who asks the question about my faith. And I'm like, wow, I just learned about this on Sunday. So
Awesome.
that's exactly why.
Well, tell us a little bit about this Matt guy. I mean, I like him, I trust him, but maybe for people out there going, you know, this guy sounds a little shady. Why don't you tell us why Matt? I know, but we know that Matt's an awesome youth minister. Tell us why Matt is such a gift to this Tongues of Fire group.
I truly feel that Matt is a gift because he allows God to work through him. It's not about Matt. It's not about Matt being the leader or, you know, I'm the ringleader. No, it's Matt truly asks God to be the leader, and he's just the vessel which God uses.
Well, Matt, that being the case, what would you say is the most challenging part of being the head of the youth group?
The most challenging part usually is to try and keep all the youth engaged, because sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not there, but that just happens with all of us. It's not just youth. And so we always strive to try and do something creative, find new ways to try and teach the word, real life applications, whatever, just being random and just let the Spirit take control of the whole entire Bible studies.
Well, do you have any activities coming up? So just in case we have some parents out there or actually some youth listening right now that they'd like to participate, you know, what have you got coming up?
Well, first off, of course, we have Bible study at 1:30 on Sundays there at St. Paul's in the cafeteria. Also,
that is a Catholic Bible
yes,
study.
Yes, this is a Catholic Bible study. We prefer to use Catholic Bibles. My translation, I like New American. The study Bibles are really good. Footnotes are great. On top of that, we also have a takeover youth rally, which is basically our outreach to other youth who may not know so much about our group or some of the things that we put together. Praise and worship, maybe a little bit of teaching, testimonies, all that stuff's included at the youth rallies. That'll be coming up in September, mid-September. The date's still kind of tentative, but we'll keep it posted on our MySpace page for people who want to.
And what's the address of that MySpace page?
Okay, it's myspace.com, and then we have the / there, and it's SPY Tongues of Fire.
What does the SPY stand for?
It was St. Paul's Youth Tongues of Fire, and that started because our group originated out of St. Paul's, so that's where we're founded from, and we're still there, actually.
How many other parishes are part of the youth group, would you say?
I would say about at least 6 or 7, almost maybe 10. We have people come in from time to time that visit from other parishes, but we have several different parishes.
This past year, you know, or give me an example of what kind of other events y'all have put on this past year.
In November of this past year, we put together a youth rally of our own called the Takeover. And basically, it's another type of youth rally with praise and worship teachings. We had Father Will come and be a guest speaker. We also had some of the youth give testimonies. And that happened in November. And the year before that, we put on another one also. So those are some of the ones that we were a part of.
All right, let's meet one more of these young people came in here. She didn't want to talk on the radio, but I'm making her right now. Ashley, why don't you say hi to everybody?
Hello.
Okay, well, tell us why you like Tongues of Fire. Tell us why Tongues of Fire means a lot to you.
It keeps me focused. Like, during the week, it's really hard to keep on track. And
what were you saying?
It keeps
it was a joke. You didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Keeps you focused.
It keeps me focused, and during the week, like, when I'm having a bad day, I can just turn to the Bible, or I can text Matt, and he'll give me advice, I don't know, religious, I guess.
So it keeps her connected, like Catholic radio keeps her connected to the readings on Sunday.
Shameless.
Tongues of Fire
Shameless.
keeps her connected. That's
You
great.
did it, Richard. Shameless.
You know, Matt, what kind of people or young, not young adults, but youth, does the Tongues of Fire attract?
It attracts them all. Basically, it's the Pentecost experience. Like what happened at Pentecost is it brought several different people from different backgrounds together to worship and pray together. They were praying together in the upper room. So basically, the same thing happens here at Tongues of Fire. We have people from all over, different parishes, different sides of town. But the actual demographic that we hit is usually like the outgoing 8th graders, outgoing 8th graders, and then the incoming freshmen to college. So they're the ones that are coming out of high school is the normal demographic. We actually have a couple that are in college, but soon
They're
enough.
not letting go yet. Like, no.
Not yet, but we're going to be starting the Tongues of Fire young adult version. And so that's going to be more for the college age and the 20-somethings.
When might you be starting that, and would they get information on MySpace page?
They will get information about that on the MySpace page, and that'll most likely be starting in July.
Tongues of Fire, thank you so much for coming today, guys. It's so awesome that you guys are here.
And we'll be right back.